Siddhant, Sunday, when the match was called off, the day actually was called off, did you ever think that this match in this last 2 days would be heading towards a result? I know we all thought that it might be a gloomy end to the second test between India versus Bangladesh, and it was heading like that. But then, day four, was it a test match or Rohit Sharma returned to play T20 internationals?
I think unbelievable. What we witnessed today was something extraordinary. That showed how this Indian team wants to win. Win each and every game.
Absolutely.
They could have very well, said, okay, let's have some match practice before we, head off to the T20 internationals. The guys are gonna play a T20I series against Bangladesh before they play New Zealand. So everybody could have had some match practice in that sense. But you know what they said? Nahi bhai.
They still had match practice for T20 internationals.
For T20 international, correct.
But Rohit Sharma isn't playing.
But Rohit Sharma isn't playing. Virat Kohli is not playing. KL Rahul is not playing. Unbelievable. Yashasvi Jaiswal, for that matter, started off. But Rohit Sharma hitting those 2 6s, I kid you not, that kind of intent in a test match when everybody is thinking, oh, this game is heading to a draw. You are like India. Their innings has ensured that tomorrow, the fifth day, is going to be so interesting because they can also win. They can win this.
Absolutely. Bangladesh are still trailing by 26 runs and they're already 2 wickets down. I think a burst of wickets here and India might win this with a session to spare, Siddhant. And when he was talking about those 2 6s by Rohit Sharma, we had our boss out there. She was talking to us and there was some serious discussion happening and I was like, Rohit Sharma has come out to bat and I had that feeling that he's going to blast. And then first ball 6 and Siddhant, chod. Let's watch this. Second ball 6 and by the time the boss was already gone that ये तो यही देखेंगे.
Also the intent, everybody, like their run rate today, like I think it's the highest for any team that has scored over 200 runs, something like that. That was
the fastest team 100 in the history of Test cricket, and I think it was the fastest 150 as well.
Not sure, but the kind of innings we saw today, Jaiswal, Rohit, even Gill for that matter, Pant did not score that heavily, but for Virat Kohli and KL Rahul to curb their natural instinct and the way they were batting, KL Rahul scoring a 33 ball 50, itna to T20 mein nahi karte bhaiya. Matlab amazing.
Talk about intent.
I have to say today, like it was extraordinary to see, and I genuinely believe this team played to the situation because they thought this provides them with that best opportunity, to go out there and win this game. Even though there's just 2 days left, they said, "Fikr not, we'll bowl Bangladesh out. We are gonna bat like there's only 20 overs or 30 overs to bat." And then we're going to get Bangladesh in. You see, they could have batted even longer. They had another wicket remaining, but they said, no. Let's make Bangladesh bat in the 45 minutes that were left at the end of day's play. And what happened? Bangladesh lost 2 wickets. India and 1 catch. KL Rahul dropped also, by the way. So they could very well have been 3 down and staring at a defeat already with 1 day to go. And most of Kanpur is expecting better weather now.
It's not just about the weather.
Yeah, it's just the ground also. I agree.
They don't want water on the ground as well. Zero drainage. Come on, and in this day and age.
We talked about Greater Noida, right? Greater Noida, dhabba tha India pe. I mean, that was.
Yeah, dabba nahi hai na. Dabba pani ke baad padta. Pani ja hi nahi raha tha.
That was not even India playing that game. It was Afghanistan, New Zealand which got washed out. This India was playing. Imagine. Your own country is playing. It's an international match.
You know what? I'll tell you something.
It was bad to see. It was pretty bad.
I had a couple of people who were there in that match in the press box. So they told me that it was bright and sunny, but then no team anyway turned up to the ground because they knew that bhai, ye match nahi start ho
On the third day, from 8:30, there was not a single drop of rain. Okay, just imagine this. Okay, if there's no rain, there should be play, right? This is what we see internationally also. And India is not like they are a boat that struggles. We are the richest boat in the world. Our infrastructure should be the same. We should be top notch. But what we see in Australia and England, those conditions are fantastic. Even the moment rain goes off, 5-10 minutes later, those guys are back on the field playing. Even Sri Lanka for that matter.
No, even India has some very good ground.
Some
Talk
very
about
good ground.
Chinnaswamy.
Chinnaswamy, amazing.
You
amazing,
pour water and
amazing
you
drainage.
won't find it in like 5
That
seconds.
sub-air drainage system is the best in the world. That is
Absolutely.
amazing. But you have to look at what
in
happened
Calcutta as well. My point is, you remember Virat Kohli made a point some time back where he said that
Five
India should
centers.
also have 5 centers for Test cricket. I think that video resurfaced on the internet and everyone started talking about it. I think it's not a bad idea, by the way. Like England, like Australia, when teams score there.
I disagree on that count. I think you should have matches everywhere, but all the grounds should also be great. You know, there are other
My
grounds.
point is, yes, Rajiv Shukla also gave a clarification on that some time back only, where he said that in India the culture is different and you have to have a dynamic system for test matches as well, where other states also get to host matches.
Yeah.
I agree to that, but then not all states can be allowed to host test cricket. Now, if you want to save a format like test cricket, you got to have more crowds in it. You got to have a perfect ground to play.
I'll tell you what. I think these tier 2, tier 3 cities have better crowds in for test cricket at least.
You wanted a match in UP, could have very well had it in
Lucknow.
Lucknow.
I agree. But no, see, every ground gets its due every now and then. You know, one tournament will happen here, one match will happen there. Whatever. BCI decides it accordingly. You know, every ground gets shows something or the other. But even if you are hosting, you should make sure the facilities are good enough to host them. Matlab, it's an international game, it's a test match, and a team can win 2-0. You know, you also have to look at the World Test Championship. These 2 days, if there is no result tomorrow in favor of India, these 2 days could have cost India a big victory, and it could have a final say in whether India qualifies for that World Test Championship final also.
Now, the point is, yes, India is anywhere at the top of the standings. Okay, it might not play a big role for India to come down, but then for Bangladesh to pull off a draw in an overseas series, and they have already beaten Pakistan twice, I think for other teams it's unfair, right? Because if you take a look at it in the long run, it will say that Bangladesh drew a test match in India. Whereas no one will talk about the fact that no, it wasn't a draw. It was actually more of a washout because of which they pulled off a draw. But I still feel that no, India is going to win it tomorrow.
I agree.
I have that feeling.
I agree. I also have that feeling. Just that if it doesn't happen, I'll be very pissed at the facilities. But anyway, talking about how India, you know, made the most of a bad situation. Because, you know, you would not think that in 2 days with just one team batting, by the way. Even the first innings wasn't complete. What, 35 overs in?
Yeah.
Not 35, maybe more.
Now, the first day was also midway called off.
Yeah, so imagine, even then we might have a result. That is what that India's innings has done. And terrific.
All about intent, yeah. All about intent.
And Rohit Sharma, for that, I believe you deserve a lot of credit.
Yeah.
You, man, have instilled this belief in this Indian team that let's go out and let's just go. Hit the ball from the word go.
Since we're talking about Rohit Sharma as well, I think when we lost that ODI series in Sri Lanka, everyone bashed Gautam Gambhir. I think he also deserves some credit today. Because the way Test cricket has been going under
aggression. So much aggression.
Absolutely. He was also constantly sitting outside and monitoring the match, by the way, when Rohit Sharma came down and they both talked. And then that blast happened.
I love how Rohit is always animated, okay? That Virat Kohli run out miss. Oh my God, so
and
much.
Just by watching him, it was like, वो भी सोच रहा है, ये कैसे बच गया?
You enjoy just watching Rohit Sharma react to things also. I think it's just India versus Bangladesh. A lot of people would not rate this rivalry that highly. But for us, I think we had a good time watching this test match. True. Except those 2 days, of course, which were washed out. But today, good for love. Absolutely good for test cricket, explosive box office, as I said. So much fun.
Looking forward to a Masaledar Day 5.
Okay, on that note, please do let us know what you make of this Team India's intent and how they went about their job today, how they wanted that result, and you know how they are willing to go that extra mile, not thinking about milestones anymore, not thinking about those big scores, individual big scores, only thinking about a result in India's favor. Do let us know. Thank you for watching.